Long story short, 4 reasons why Brazil is not ready for the World Cup. The World Cup is around the corner, but instead of talking about soccer, the attention has been focused on the problems that Brazil has to organize the tournament. Here are 4 reasons why Brazil is running against the clock. FIFA named Brazil as the host of the World Cup in October of 2007. The government touted the decision as an opportunity to attract tourists and improve the infrastructure of the country. The politicians promised to build or renovate 12 stadiums, expand the capacity of airports and roads, and improve the rail system. But their plans proved to be too optimistic. Projects like new railroads were cancelled before they even started, and work on other infrastructure began late. Authorities admit that construction of some airport terminals and media centers won't be completed until months or even years after the World Cup, leaving people to ask why they were built in the first place. Nearly every big project related to the World Cup has run over budget, especially the stadiums. When the tournament was given to Brazil, the government said that the cost of the stadiums will be shouldered by private companies, but in the end, public money paid for 80% of the construction. This is especially striking given that the original bid for the World Cup calculated the total cost in $1 billion, but since then, it has risen to more than $11 billion. Experts put the blame on poor planning by the government, which underestimated the cost of materials and labor, compounded by a deeply rooted corruption. As the cost increased and construction companies missed their deadlines, pressure mounted to audit the works. A recent report by an auditor reviewed by the Associated Press showed that Mané Garrincha Stadium in Brasilia ran a top of $900 million, nearly 3 times its planned cost. According to the report, 1/3 of the total cost of the stadium could be the result of overpricing, and the audit is not even finished yet. Meanwhile, the Brazilian government is investigating more than a dozen of other corruption cases tied to the World Cup. When the public works promised by the politicians didn't materialize, and the cities had to divert money from their budget to pay for the stadiums, many Brazilians started to question the benefits of hosting a World Cup. Although Brazilians are crazy about soccer, many think that the government has wasted money in stadiums that could have gone to health or education. Thousands took to the streets to protest, in what became the biggest popular manifestations that the country has seen in decades. Popular unrest has remained high, and authorities fear more demonstrations and even violence during the Cup. If that happens, Brazil might accomplish the opposite of what it intended to do: drive away investment and tourism. Long story short, Brazil had a unique opportunity to show the world their accomplishments and development, but poor planning, corruption, and a disconnection with the needs of its people threatened to ruin their biggest party.